Guess who discovered TEMU? Hi guys, thanks for watching, and if you're new here then welcome. Now, as most of you watching are already aware, I love a good bargain, and you can usually catch me down at the local op shops or thrift stores digging around searching for crochet treasures, or I'll be headfirst in the bargain mill ends bins at the local Spotlight looking for a good deal. Digging around looking for those bargains. But recently I've been contacted by a lot of you asking me to check out TEMU or TEMU. Temu. I'm just going to call it Temu. I hope that's okay. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. That's probably terrible. So I jumped online the other day because it was so hot here I couldn't do anything else. Sat there scrolling on my phone and went down a huge crochet Temu rabbit hole. I was there for hours just scrolling. Oh, this looks good. Oh, that looks pretty good. Oh, what about that? Oh, is that cheaper than that one? I finally ended up settling on a couple of different items that look pretty interesting. Some of them I've known about for a while but haven't had the chance to try them. And some of them are the first time I've seen them, and I'm really intrigued to see how they work and if they're any good. So let's check them out. Okay, so I've got my top-down camera all set up. I've got my list of prices over here so we can have a look at that later. So let's open the first package. Ooh, how exciting. All right. So these arrived super quickly, by the way. They were here in like 2 days, which is just insane because in Australia we have terribly slow mail. So yeah, was very impressed that it arrived so quickly. Okay, so let's open this up. Oh, these scissors are not the best. Well, there's no yarn in this one, so I don't have to worry about cutting any yarn. Oh, these scissors are terrible. All right. Okay. So these, or this I should say, is a light up crochet hook. Very fancy. So I've seen a lot of people talk about these. So this particular one comes obviously with the amazing little case around it, and it should have 11 different sized hooks. So it's an interchangeable hook head. There we go. There they are. And a small wrench to attach everything. There should be from a 2.5 mil up to an 8 mil, I'm pretty sure. Just going to double check. Yep, 2.5 right through to 8 mil. Adjustable brightness modes. It's charged by USB. It's 5 volt. And charging current is 500 mAh. Need to check my MAs, I think. Average charging time is about 15 minutes, and it will turn off automatically when it's fully charged. So that's good. Usage time of the light crochet hook is approximately 7 to 9 hours when device is fully charged. Geez, that's pretty impressive. Dependable on the mode you use. Okay. So there's high-powered LED lights, high-quality precision resin hooks, ultra-comfortable silicone grip, handles for extreme comfort, durable plastic built to last, rechargeable crochet hook, easy to charge, easy to use on and off switch. So let's have a quick look at this. Oh. Oh, wow. Quite a nice length in my hand there. Look at that. Got a nice little thumb grip. That's quite soft there. There's a bit of soft rubber there. There's your on and off switch. So that might be a bit of an issue if you're moving your hands a bit around your hook. Oh. Ooh, looks like a little torch. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird spot to put the on-off switch. I would have thought it'd be down the bottom somewhere or something so it's out of the way. Oh, wow, it's even emitting a light with it turned off. Okay, so there's bright, low light, and then off. Okay. All right. Now let's get out one of these hook heads. Oops. Wow, so that's a 4 mil. I'd like to test that actually because it looks like it gradually gets wider. So if that's the throat or the shaft of it there, so there's the throat there. Throat's quite small, and then the shaft only goes to about there, and then it starts to get wider up here. So that might be an issue. Hmm. But to test this out, it needs to be nighttime or at least dark, yeah? All right, I might put all this together and then we can have another good look at it when it's dark. So I'll see you when it's dark. Okay. Now, it might look like I've just pulled a curtain down and it's still the middle of the day, but it's not. It's actually midnight. Those cars you're hearing, that's the midnight rush. All right, let's turn this bad boy on and see how we go. Ah, we have light. Look at that. It's actually quite bright. I hope you guys can see this. It's actually really bright. But can I see what I'm doing with it? Well, let's give it a try. Well, I can see the yarn so far. Is it actually going to help me? Sort of. I can see the yarn, but I feel like most of the light is pointing straight out of the top of it. So if you point the top of the hook at your yarn, then you can see what you're doing, sort of. But I wouldn't want to be doing anything really intricate or really detailed because I would struggle very badly if I was doing very difficult stitches or stitch work. But I mean, if you were doing difficult stitch work, would you really do it in the middle of the dark? No, you wouldn't. You'd turn a light on because you're not a doofus like me. Yeah, no. Could you get by with it if you absolutely had to? Maybe. Maybe. Like it's better quality than I thought. The grip is quite nice in my hand. You know what? I'm going to turn the light on and talk to you properly so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Let's do that. Let's turn the lights on. Oh, that's much better. All right. So let's get back to the hook. So here we go. I'm turning it on. Guard your eyes, guys. uh, so what do I think? Well, actually, it's much better crafted and much better designed than I thought. Like this soft grip here. You've got the bright, the light, the less bright, and off settings. Um, most of the light comes straight out of the top of the head of your hook. So in terms of lighting up the actual shaft and throat of your hook, it's not that great. But as I said, if you are absolutely desperate or if you were traveling in the car and you can't have a light on or something like that, you could make it work. You really could. The length of the handle's quite great in my hand. Feels really comfy. I was a little bit concerned about the on-off button though, so yeah, that was a bit of a worry, but as long as you keep your hands towards the front of the hook, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. What else? Okay, so a couple of things. So this is the size 5mm hook, and to put it on, I had to use this little wrench. So I'll show you how I take it off. So you just loosen it up, and then that pops out. Now, you have to be very careful for a couple of different reasons. These are only made of plastic, so if you tighten this too much, you're going to crack it or it's going to break. So that's something you need to worry about. The other thing that I had an issue with was aligning it so that the hook faced the front of the actual handle. If it was off center, it would be a lot harder to work with. So you just have to bear that in mind. Sometimes it can be a bit hard to align the hook. So it might get to a point where it's quite tight and fits well in that shaft there, but it might not be facing center. So that's not too bad, this one, but I tried one earlier and I could not get it to center or to line up. So that was a bit of an issue. I'm a bit concerned that I'm going to break that. But for now, that's not bad. I just wanted to point out one other thing. So once again, on the head of the hook, you can see the throat here, and then that's all the shaft you get on. So this is the 8mm. That's the only working space you have. And then it's joined to the rest of the handle. So you don't get a lot of space to work. So that's something to bear in mind. And also with the bigger hooks, you've got the head of your hook there, you've got the throat there, you've got that working space, and that's it. There's no other space at all. With the smaller hooks, you get more space, but it's not all the same size. So as I showed you, I think it was a 4mm that I popped out earlier. The shaft is here, and then this part of the hook here gets bigger. So you have to be careful of that as well. That's something else you need to bear in mind. But I will say overall, in terms of quality and in terms of design, it's not too bad. It's actually not that bad. So this is something you could tuck away if you were traveling, like if you need to be on a plane and you can't put too many lights on, or if you're in a car as a passenger traveling beside someone else and we can't put the lights on. If you're trying to crochet in bed and not disturb anyone, maybe this might work. Again, you wouldn't want to do anything too intricate or too delicate in the dark, and obviously you wouldn't be doing that anyway. You'd have the lights on so you could see what you're doing. So if you're doing something too difficult, then obviously this is not the tool to use. But if you absolutely had to, this would do pretty well. Now, how much did I pay for that? $16.75 Australian. So for that range, you get a 2.5mm hook right up to an 8. It all lights up, and it's quite a comfy little handle design. So not too bad. I'm actually very impressed. The USB charge cable isn't very long, so you don't want to be using it while you're charging it because you're not going to get a lot of space to use that. Your yarn would would go further than this would, but just something to bear in mind. Make sure you charge it, then take it off the charge before you use it. And as the description said, you get 7 to 9 hours of usage time out of it anyway. So that's pretty good. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I think I would. All right, what else did I find? All right, so next up, this package. Now you're going to notice it's already open, and I have to explain why. So a couple of days ago, I went online and ordered a Valentine's Day present for my hubby, and it's something that he'd wanted for a while. It was this amazing book, and he's just a huge fan. So I went online and I ordered it. And of course, this lovely flat package arrived, and I thought, yes, his Valentine's present's finally here. So I grabbed it from the front. I ran down into the lounge room. I ran over and said, Happy Valentine's Day, honey. I gave him a big hug and gave him his present. And he sat there very slowly opening it up. He got all excited. And when he opened it, it wasn't his Valentine's Day present at all. It was this amazing blocking board for me. The poor bugger. So obviously my next package is a blocking board to have a look at. Don't worry, don't feel too bad for him. About an hour later, the delivery guy showed up, and it actually was his Valentine's Day present. So I finally did get to give him his book, and he's very, very happy. So so it all turned out okay. But let's have a good look at this blocking board. Okay. Poor bugger. All right. So what have we got in here? We've got some metal pins, a stand for the board, and the actual board itself. So with my blocking for my projects, I normally just use some foam mats and just pin everything into the mat. But that doesn't really work if you want to align granny squares and keep them all the same shape. You need a blocking board like this. So I'm really excited that I got this. I've wanted one for a while. Had my eye on a couple. And then when I saw this on TEMU, I thought, well, give it a try. Why not? How much was that? So this one was $21.88 Australian, which Seems a bit pricey, but I mean, for the size, they did have cheaper ones, but they were very much smaller. So I thought this is probably a decent size. So let's have a good look at it. I'm pretty sure there are also some darning needles in here. Well, there should be. I think there were 5 of them. Yep, there we go. So we got a darning needle. I think there's 5 of these in here. And we've got the pins for the blocking board. So let's just separate the darning needles. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so we got 5 darning needles. They look pretty good actually. They're a nice size. And they're proper steel, like this is not flexible in any way. That's pretty good. And we've got the little pins. All right, let's see if they fit. They do. Oh, beautiful. That's pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with that. But let's test it out with a granny square, I think. Let's see. Yes. The infamous all-in-one granny square yarn. Now, if you haven't seen that video, do yourself a favor and check that out because I get extremely frustrated in that one. But here it is, proof that I actually finished it. Oh, there's a bit of fluff on there. Get off there. All right, so I did actually finish. Let's see how this goes. All right. So if I wanted to pop that in there, maybe put this one down here just to stretch it out a bit. Maybe that's a little too far. That's not too bad. Okay, now this one, pop that over here. I want to keep it about the same size, but we want to stretch out these corners a bit. Look at that. That's pretty good. I'm really happy with that. Pop that in there maybe, just to keep it in line. There it is there. That's pretty good. It's a decent size. I'm really happy with that. $21.88 was it? Yep, $21.88. Pretty good. What else did I find? All right, let's open this bad boy up and see what else I've got. What's the first thing I can grab? Uh-huh. Okay, so these are interesting. These are yarn guides for your fingers. So grab one out. Grab the green one. Put the rest aside. Okay, so essentially this is a yarn guide for your finger. So it's quite small, quite struggling to get that on my finger. Maybe might need to loosen it up. They're just made of plastic, so they're not amazing quality. But the idea behind it, oh wow, is those people that use multiple strands or different colors of strands in a project. So it's supposed to guide your yarn in between these little spots here, and then that clips over to keep them in place. So let me try. They'd have to be very small, very, very small weight or gauge yarns. Let's see what I've got here. It probably would work with cotton. I don't know. It looks very, very small. So let me see what yarn I've got and see if I can actually use this or not. Okay, so we've got a couple of different yarns here. Most of these are cotton. So let's have a look at this. So this is some Annette Erickson cotton. It's quite thin. It's probably either a fingering weight, or it wouldn't be lace weight, but it would be a fingering weight yarn, I imagine. So let's grab some of that out. It's getting all tangled. Okay, so here's some cotton. That seems to fit through there quite well. Now, here's some 10-ply cotton, which is a little bit thicker. So this is from Bendigo Woolen Mills. That's doing okay. And this is some Abbey Road Kung Fu cotton, which is thicker again. So you can see the cottons are lining up in there okay. Let's cross that over. And let's see if I can pull some of those through without them getting... Wow. So despite its small size, it does actually work to keep just multiple strands separate. Okay, so that's with some thin cotton or some fingering weight. Let's check with something a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker. This is just a ball of pure wool. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so I'll just thread that through a couple of different times. Let's have a look. So this would be a DK weight. So this is 8-ply wool here. And once again, it doesn't seem to be having any problems getting caught or keeping them separate. Wow, that's actually really impressive. That's really impressive. So I've never seen these yarn guides before. There's probably really fancy versions of them out there, I imagine. But I'm really impressed by that. So that was just some thin and thicker cotton and some pure wool. And it seems to be actually guiding it through. My main concern is just the size of the ring to fit on your finger. But I mean, they're only made of plastic. And you get a pack of 10. Let me see how much I paid for those. Where are they? They are, there we go. About $4.50. $4.50 for 10 of them. So if you broke a couple, that would be fine. As long as you've got enough there to finish your current project that you're working on, that would be great. I'm actually really impressed by that. That works really, really well. It's keeping the strands separate. It's not catching. I'm not getting stuck anywhere. Thumbs up. Ooh, I'm really excited now. What else did I get? All right, let's see what else is in this magical bag. Ooh, so these are, let me just move that out of the way, some ergonomic crochet hook handles. So you're supposed to be able to just slip them over any aluminium or metal hook, and these are supposed to help for things like arthritis and just people that need a bigger grip on their hooks. So I paid, how much did I pay for those? About $4.50 for these, and you get a pack of 5, which is fantastic. All right, let's try one out. I hope they tell you which hook size. Nope, I guess I'm just going to have to guess. Okay. All right, well, let's start with this one. Let's see if I've got a hook that'll match. So I'm just going to grab these Aldi hooks. Let's see, what's the biggest I've got? It's a 6.5 in this set. Let's see if that'll fit. Oh, it actually does. I think you might even be able to get a 7 in there, but a 6.5 fits okay. All right. These Aldi hooks are fantastic, by the way. Let's see how these hook handles go. So I've just got a little bit of yarn here and a bit of a chain I was working on before with the light up hook. Let's try this handle. It's a good size, fits in my hand quite nicely. It's just basically, it's like pool noodle rubber. If you know what I'm talking about, those pool noodles that you put in your pool. Feels like that. It feels like that kind of rubber, maybe a little bit more dense, but pretty close to foam rubber, I guess. So let's see how we go. It's a little different because I'm used to my clover amours. I'm a bit pampered with my amours. But you know what? This is working quite well. It's pretty comfortable in my hand. I'm not having to grip it really, really tightly to keep hold of it. It's sitting quite nicely in my hand. As I said, I'm not having to worry too much about the size of the handle in my hand. It's fitting quite nicely. Not having any issues using it with the hook. These are a great idea. So for anybody struggling out there or anyone with some issues with their grip, these might be a perfect solution. They feel like that dense pull foam rubber. Not having any issues with it sliding off the hook while I'm working. This is a really great solution. Just want to check. Does it say what sizes these are for? Maybe you can order for specific sizes, but it doesn't say on here. So what I might do is check the order and see if I've actually ordered a specific size range. Because some of these, as you can see, are quite small. So they'd be going small, bigger, bigger. And this is probably the biggest one, I imagine. Yep. So I'm wondering what hook size these are meant for. But I mean, if as long as it's close enough, like I said, I think this might even fit a size 7 hook or yeah, probably a 7. But this is a 6.5 and it's fitting on there quite nicely. It's not too tight. It's not difficult to get off. It's great to work with. Wow. I'm actually really impressed with this. I wonder if this would help you. If you're somebody with arthritis, is this something that you would consider? Let me know, guys. I'd really like to hear your thoughts on it because I am really impressed. All right, what else is in that bag? All right, next up. Ooh, some little kitty stitch markers. Stitch markers are stitch markers. They can't not be good. But these were just so adorable, I couldn't help it. I'll just get these out to have a quick look at. Oh, aren't they cute? Oh, they're adorable. Oh, they're so cute. So this is a set of 6 metal kitty stitch markers. How much did I pay for those? I paid $2.69 Australian, which I think is a pretty good deal. I mean, look at them. Aren't they adorable? Gorgeous colours. Love that colour. That's beautiful. Look at that. That's just stunning. Beautiful. $2.69. That's just fantastic. I'm really happy with those, and they look like they just quite easily slide into your work. Have I got anything nearby? Let me have a look. Here we go. So this is my very first attempt at amigurumi, and you can see that he's completely inside out. So, and he's not very well stuffed or anything either, but I gave him a go and I hang on to him so that I can practice embroidering eyes and eyelashes and things like that. So whenever I need to test something, I grab this little guy out and he helps me out, which is great. So let's just see how he would go with this stitch marker. Look at that. That was nice and easy. And does it slide out okay? It does. Like it's not a plastic one, so you can't bend it or reshape it in any way. So there's not a lot of flexibility in that. And I kind of like that with my current stitch markers. So I'm currently using these clovers and they're very flexible. You can move them around. You can do what you need to with them and they work great. These are the bigger ones. They do come smaller than that. But these little metal guys, I would wish there was a bit more space just between here and here. Just a little bit more room for when you're working with big stitches. So let's get that back in there. No, they work great. Look at that. This little bit of fluff's annoying me. They're adorable. Pretty happy with that. All right, what else have we got? Thank you. You can pop over there. All right, move those out of the way. Just slide those over there for now. What else have we got in here? Aha! Just more on the kitty theme. We have some little kitty tension rings. So I've never used a tension ring before. We've got one metal one, and I think this is I think they're both metal actually. Now, how much did I pay for those? $1.52. $1.52 for 2 tension rings. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good price. I like them. They're pretty fancy. All right, let's test one. Let's see how I go. So let's grab my wool I was using earlier. Actually, grab this. Just undo that. So I believe that the yarn is supposed to go through the head, or it would have to be quite thin yarn, I think. Yeah, this is splitting my wool a bit. But we got it through, and under the tail. So it would pull through like that. All right, let's see how I go. Keep pulling that through, keep pulling that through. Now, I've never worked with a tension ring before, so I'm hoping I'm doing this correctly. Seems to be moving through okay. Oh, it's moving all the way around my finger. And please forgive me if I am doing this incorrectly. As I said, I've not worked with a tension ring before. It's pulling it quite tightly, actually. And I already have quite tight tension. And there it goes, it's slipping off my finger. I'm probably doing this wrong, you guys. I am not good with... I see what I've done. I've threaded it around the wrong way. Ugh. Yeah, dope. It's in through that way and out through this way. If you can get it in through the head there. Okay, so that's the issue there. All right, in you go. In you go. Come on. Pull that through. All right. So let's try that now. See if I have better luck with it this way. No, it's still moving. Is it not my size? Is it supposed to move around like that? I don't know. I don't think I would use a tension hook. Look at my chain. So this is my chain back here without a tension ring. And here it is with the tension ring. It's not great. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think maybe I'm just probably using it wrong, to be perfectly honest. At least that's staying in place now. It's feeling a bit better. But yeah, I mean, my tension is... I mean, I suppose once you got used to it, you'd get better at it, wouldn't you? But yeah, that's probably not something that I'm going to continue using. And to be honest, I didn't really need it. I just wanted to try it. I was just a bit curious to see if they were worth the effort and whether it's worth using one. And I probably wouldn't recommend it to a beginner either. I mean, I know a lot of people use them when they're beginning just to get their tension down, but I feel like you're better off to just continue working with how you're holding the yarn in your hand. Having said that though, for $1.50, and they are so cute. Would I buy them again? Obviously not for me. I don't think they help me with my tension at all. In fact, I think they did more damage than anything else, but they are very cute. And I suppose, I mean, if you're shopping around looking for a tension hook, these are pretty cute. These are pretty adorable. But yeah, there you go. Not for me, I don't think. Not because the quality's bad, not because there's anything wrong with them. It's probably more user error, I think. Okay, what's next? Okay, next up. Ooh. Ah, so this is a set of 56 safety eyes. So let's have a look at that. Now, I hope they're labeled in the different sizes, because if they're not, well, they seem to be separated by different sizes. That's good. All right, let's get these out. Okay, now let me just check my list. So we've got from 16 mil up to 30 mil, which is quite large. And they've got different coloured glittered backings. So let me just pick, let's go these guys here. Move these aside. Let's just have a good look at these. Okay, so they're just resin with the plastic backs. And the colours, of course, they're right in the bottom of the bag, aren't they? So what colours have we got? We've got black, pink, yellow, blue, another yellow, green. So it looks like that's the colour range. So as you can see from this guy here, you pick your colour, just put that on the back, and then it comes through the eye there. So you can see now that's a green eye. And then you just slide your safety backs onto your amigurumi or whatever project you're working on, I guess. So that's essentially how a safety eye works, just for anyone who hasn't used one before. So you just push that part into your project where you want your eye to be placed, and then grab your safety back and attach it across the back. So there's a couple of different ways that people do that. Some people even use lighters to burn the ends so they melt on so they won't come off. I have never tried that with an amigurumi because, knowing me and my clumsy hands, I'm going to set fire to my toy. And that's not exactly something that you want to do. But that's me anyway. But yeah, essentially that's how these eye kits work. You get a couple of different colours for the backs of your eyes. Looks like I only got one black, unless there's one stuck to... There we go, one stuck over here. So there's the black there. Not sure what the point of a black eye with a black pupil is, but I suppose it's a little bit glittery around it. Let's see what the pink one looks like. Pink looks pretty good. So you can see there's a little bit of plastic there from where they were joined in the molds. So you might need to just get rid of that just to give it a little bit of a cleaner look. Now, how much did I pay for that? So I paid $16.97 Australian for 56 safety eyes in all different sizes. So from a 16 mil up to a 30 mil eye. And they've all got these same backings. So whether or not that's a good deal or not, I mean, you get what you pay for, don't you? If you don't want to pay a lot of money, then the quality's not going to be that great. There are a lot of beautiful handcrafted, hand-painted eyes out there. There's a lot of independent artists that work really hard to make their eyes. Quite often they also use glass. Sometimes they use resin, sometimes they use other plastics. They either shape them in molds or they handcraft each one. Each piece is unique to that particular artist. So if you're somebody that wants really, really grabbing eyes, if you work really hard and you put a lot of effort into your amigurumi and you just want those perfect eyes, maybe TEMU might not be the way to go. Again, You're not going to Temu because you're looking for the highest quality and the top of the range stuff. If you want really, really high-end eyes, I would definitely recommend checking out Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. There are a lot of independent artists out there that work really hard to make really high quality eyes. And I would recommend that you shop there if that's what you're looking for. On the other hand, if you're someone who mass produces amigurumi or plushies just to be able to sell them at markets, you're not too worried about how high quality the eyes are. You're more concerned about how much the cost of your item is, and you want to keep your costs down. Maybe these are good enough and maybe Temu is the way to go. Again, you can buy in bulk. Again, I got 56 particular sets of eyes for $16, so, or close to 17, I think, 16.97. So, I mean, that's a pretty good deal. Again, if you're going to mass produce and you're making these on bulk, then you want your costs to be low and you want to be able to manufacture as many as you can. So, maybe this is the way to go. But there you go, that's the quality of the set that I got. There are a lot of different sellers on Temu offering safety eyes, so log on, check it out, see what you think. I won't be able to attach these to anything at the moment because I don't have any amigurumi in the progress of being finished. So when I get to a point where I have got one, I think I need to work up a couple of new octopi, my little octopi guys. So next time I make one of these guys, I might try using these eyes and see how we go, and then I can show you what that looks like. So, yeah. All right, what else have I got in this magical bag? All right, what else is in here? Ooh, okay. So I've wondered about these a fair bit, actually. I've seen people using them on Instagram, on TikTok, and I really wondered whether they were worth it. So let's take this out. I have to put them together. So this is a mobile yarn spindle. So isn't it adorable? Look at the little kitty again. So I think this just slots in there like that. And then you can, oh, is that a keychain maybe? Oh, wow. Okay. So do I put a keychain there and hold on to it there? I feel like that holds on that way. Like that. So the idea being that it's mobile. It's a mobile spindle. So you can put that on your wrist with your skein of wool and it will spin like that. So you can, let's see. All right. Let me see if I can add a skein of wool. Just pop that over the top there like that. Like you would with any other yarn spindle. Just pop that through there. It's getting caught in there. All right. Pull that through. Okay. Now we'll attach that handle. And then put my hand in through there. So that's the basic setup. So it works like that. And then you would start your work. So let's just chain up a couple of stitches and just see how it works. Now you need a bit of leverage. There we go. Okay. So it's moving around quite a bit, but that's because that's the hand that I crochet with. I probably should put it on the other hand, actually. Let's try that. Getting all muddled up. Here we go. That seems like a better idea. All right. Now, do they actually work? So the idea behind this, and I think the reason there is the little key chain or key ring bit here. So if you're in a car, you could hang it. You could attach it to a handle, or you could attach it to somewhere on the car, and it would just sit there and spin freely while you're working. It's a great idea. Now, can I pull the yarn? I can. Maybe if you didn't want to carry a whole knitting bag, or maybe if you didn't want to have to keep reaching down into your bag to pull your yarn. But the idea behind this is just a little mobile spindle. So this is working out okay. All right, let's do a couple of singles and just pull on this yarn again. And here it comes. That actually works pretty well. I'm pretty surprised by that. Now, how much did I pay for that one? $3.08 for this gorgeous little spindle. That's amazing. So I'm pulling on it now, and you can see the yarn pulling quite freely. Look at that. It actually works. Wow. That's really cute. I really like that. Don't know how I'd go holding my hands up like that. I'd probably look really uncomfortable because I am. But if I was in a car, or if I had this hanging up beside me out on the couch, or if this was sort of hanging up maybe even off my camera holder here, if I could hang that up there and just crochet away with it, that would be like a $3 spindle. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal. And there's some gorgeous artwork on it too. I really love that little kitty. It's really cute. I really like this. This is a fantastic buy for $3. Let me just pull it apart and see how easily it comes apart. Handles off, keychains off, yarn's off, and it hasn't damaged the yarn at all. And look at the little spindle. You could totally pull it apart, store it in the car, and every time you travel and you need to crochet and you've got your yarn on a spindle, just pop this together quite quickly and away you go. Like, that's brilliant. What an amazing little gadget. I love it. That's awesome. All right, what else have I got in here? All right, what's this big thing? Ooh, I forgot I ordered this. So this is a yarn swift. Believe it or not, an actual swift. And I think I paid $21 for it. Let me check my list. Yarn swift, $20.72. That's amazing for a swift. All right, let's open it and see what kind of quality we're talking about. All right. Come on, TEMU. Please be good. Oh, that's stuck in there. All right. Let's get some scissors. Now, I'm hoping this is all put together. I don't have to string it all together myself, because that might take some time. So let's see what we've got. Okay. Oh, wow, we get a little kit full of other stuff as well. So we've got some stitch markers in here. They're for cabling for knitters. They're stitch holders, I'm pretty sure. Some darning needles. What else is in here before we have a good look at the swift? These. I think, again, this is for cabling for knitters. Let me know if I've got that wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure knitters use this to hold their cables when they're doing their knitting, to hold their stitches. What else have we got? Again, some more of those stitch holders and some darning needles. Pretty good. 2 lots of different stitch markers. So these are plastic, not metal, I think. Let me have a look. Let's move that over there. So these little guys, oh, these little guys are metal. So they're not very flexible at all. And that's not a lot of space. Fluff on my hand. Not a lot of space for your stitch to actually get through there. I don't know about these guys. Might be good for knitting. I'm not sure. Maybe knitters don't need as much space to get their stitches through, but crochet, some of our stitches are quite big. I don't know about these guys. They might be a little bit too small. But these guys over here, these guys look okay. Let's open this up. Yeah, so these are just your little plastic standard stitch markers. Pop them in, lock it in place. Bit more flexible. These guys are plastic. So yeah, these are always handy and always welcome in this house. You can never have too many stitch markers. Okay, so that's great. A nice little bonus pack there. All right, now let's have a look at the Swift itself. Okay, so here's the clamp down here. And it looks like this is the winder up here. All right, it's all set up and connected. So I'm going to take a couple minutes just to set this up on the table. I'll set my yarn winder up as well and we'll see how we go. I'm so excited. I've wanted a Swift for so long. I've got these gorgeous little hanks up here that I haven't been able to use yet because I didn't have a Swift. And I know everybody keeps saying if you just unwrap it and just hang it over a kitchen chair or something like that, you'd be able to do it. But I was really nervous, and because they're my fancy schmancy yarns, I didn't want to wreck them. So, so I thought, no, just leave them there until you get a Swift and then wind it properly when you're ready to use them. So that's what I'm going to do. How exciting. All right, give me a couple of minutes to get this set up and we'll have a better look. Okay, so we've got it set up, but I'm not really going to be able to test it as much as I wanted to just because the setup is a little bit unstable. So I'll show you the clamp and how it's attached to the table, but it's not very sturdy and I'm really not confident putting wool on it and the yarn winder and then doing the whole thing because it's just a little unstable. So I'm going to have to find somewhere else in the house to attach it, and then I'll be able to show you. I'll probably put it up on the community tab, or maybe I'll make a short about it, just showing you how it all works. But for now, I just want to show you it does actually set up. And it does turn. Excuse my appearance getting out of the way. But it does actually turn. And it's got quite a range. So, I mean, for $20, you've got to be happy with that. That's fantastic. The fact that you can adjust where you want to sit the Swift, how wide you need to tighten it. I can't see there being any issues using my yarn winder with this. I mean, it looks pretty great. And for $20, as I said, I know a lot of people have got these style Swifts. I do love the look of the wooden ones though, don't get me wrong. I would absolutely adore one of those one day. One day when I'm rich and famous and everyone knows who I am, one day I'll have one. But you know what? For now, for $20, this is pretty great. I'm not disappointed with this. I just need to find somewhere a little bit more secure to attach it, and that'll be fine. $20. That's a pretty good deal. All right, I've got one more thing left in the bag, so let's have a look at that. Okay, so last but not least, now it wouldn't be me if I didn't order some yarn, would it? So let's have a look. Ooh, there it is. Let's have a closer look. All right, let's get you out of here. And now there's more packaging. All right. Okay. Might have to cut this one open, I think. Ooh. Okay. So this is a 300-gram ball of lace cotton. So it's absolutely beautiful in color. Look at that. Oh, that is just stunning. Beautiful color. So I paid $23.20 Australian for this one skein or one ball. Let's have a look at it. So $23 for 300 grams is actually not too bad. I mean, can you get other yarns for cheaper than that at 300 grams? Of course you can. But something this, I want to say delicate for what it is, it's a cotton lace weight. So it is very, very delicate. It's very thin. Let me have a look at how many strands are in here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 strands. So you'll have to work holding all of those together. So that might be a bit of a pain in the backside while you're crocheting to make sure you've got all the right strands in your hook. But I think after a while you'd get used to it. So I bought this thinking I might make a nice shawl with it. And with that gradient, look at that color from that beautiful blush pink through to that lilac color, through to the lavender purple, and then the darker purple around the edge. Oh, that is just stunning. Just stunning. Again, it's very delicate. It's very thin. So this would be it's lace weight yarn, isn't it? There's not really much more you can say about it, really. I feel like this was made uh in competition with maybe some of the Cotton King's Salt and Shadow yarn that Hobby sell. Um, it looks very similar in terms of style, the colorway, the gradient. Really, really pretty. Just beautiful. Really looking forward to working with this. I haven't used a multi-stranded yarn that's so loosely, like this isn't even woven. They're just sort of there. It's not woven around at all. They're just basically 4 strands of yarn that are hanging out with each other. And we crochet with it. So this could be interesting. Um, but I would love to make a beautiful shawl. I mean, the drape on this would be absolutely stunning, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be just gorgeous? Wow. So this is extremely delicate. I'm kinda scared to work with it. I suppose you could also be making things like doilies and other lace work, but I really wanna see a shawl in this. I think it would look really, really beautiful. It's just stunning. The quality is very, very soft. It's supposed to be 100% cotton, but considering how soft it is, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some nylon or something mixed in with that. Wow, it's really, really pretty. Look how rich that purple is. Oh, just beautiful. There's something just so stunning about a really rich, deep, dark purple color. I don't know what it is. It's just the sheen on that is just lovely. It's got such depth. It's really beautiful. That's really, really lovely. Oh, I hope it works up as well as I'm picturing it. It probably won't, but you never know. Fingers crossed. This is beautiful. Is this something that you've used before? Because I'd love a bit of feedback on it from someone that has worked with it. I'm a little concerned about my hook getting caught in these strands and me sort of catching the wrong thing or miscounting my stitches or something because of it. So if you've used this yarn before, this style of yarn, please let me know how you went with it because I'm really, really curious. This is just gorgeous. Yeah, any advice or any tips that you have for me for working with it, that would be fantastic. I'd love to hear from you. So by all means, leave a comment down below and I'll definitely get back to you for sure. Oh, beautiful. Just beautiful. So there you have it, guys. That's everything. That's everything that I bought from Temu or Temu, Temu from Temu. I'm just going to call it that. So, all up, everything cost me $120.31. And I'm really impressed. I'm actually really surprised. For my first Temu experience, I'm actually quite happy. There were definitely more hits than misses. So, I'm really looking forward to using all of this stuff. There are a couple of things I probably won't use again. So, maybe the tension rings. I had a few issues there with those. Maybe the metal stitch markers. They look absolutely gorgeous and I adore them, but maybe they're not quite exactly what I need because they're just not very flexible. And that's on me. That's my fault. That's user error. That wasn't at all due to the quality or because it wasn't built very well. That was definitely on me. So that was my bad. I probably shouldn't have ordered metal stitch markers, but there you go. Now you can learn from my mistake. I really loved the ergonomic hooks. They were fantastic. The blocking board was great. I'm really looking forward to making some more granny squares. Not with that all-in-one granny square yarn, of course. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. The safety eyes were fantastic. They were a great bargain. And that yarn, oh, goodness me. Oh, I can't wait to get started with that. Although my hook size is going to have to be pretty small, I just realized. Okay, some tips and advice, people, for anybody that's used that very, very tiny, it looks like it's smaller than 2-ply. It's basically lace cotton. So if you've worked with that, what hook size did you use? And if you have any tips or tricks for me, I'd really love to hear about them. The Swift is fantastic. I really want to have a good go at that. So I'll definitely be setting that up later on and getting my money's worth out of that. I can assure you of that. The mobile yarn spindle, and that was much better than I thought it was going to be. And the surprise of the day, at least for me, were the little finger guards where you can guide the yarn through with the multiple strands. Who would have thought that a tiny little piece of plastic that I paid a couple of dollars for would work out so well? That's amazing. I'm absolutely really, really impressed with that. That was just phenomenal. Tiny little piece of plastic, keeping your strands all organized. Just brilliant. Just brilliant. Now, are you somebody that shops on Temu a lot? Are you somebody that's always on there checking out the latest bargains? If you are, let me know. What are your favorite purchases? What are some of those crochet gadgets that I haven't purchased today that you think I need to check out or maybe do a bit of a review on? If you've seen anything today that you'd like me to do a more in-depth review, please let me know because I'm more than happy to get in here and test them all out for you. Is there anything else that you'd like some more advice with? By all means, let me know down in the comments. I'm always happy to help out. And if you've got any advice for me on how to use any of this stuff, by all means, let me hear about it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope today's been helpful or at least entertaining. I know it's been a lot of fun for me. And I will catch you in the next video. Take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and be kind to yourself. Okay, guys, take care. See you in the next one. Bye.